Sir, I just got off work. Something wrong?
Step out the car for me.
Can I ask why?
Stand and check. Hands on the hood. Those are my keys.
Don't move. You're resisting.
I'm not resisting. You told me to keep my hands here.
Why'd you drop them?
They're just my work keys, man. I'm going home.
We ain't doing nothing, officer.
Everybody
we
can see
record.
They slammed a black man against the hood of his own car. They laughed when his keys dropped on the ground and called him a liar. They thought he was just another nobody, working late, not worth respect. But what they didn't know, this quiet restaurant manager once saved lives most people never see. And the moment the truth came out, everything changed fast. What happened that night in Baton Rouge left an entire police department shaking. Before we dive in, hit subscribe right now and drop a comment telling us where you're watching from Globe Show in Europe, Africa. Your support helps us share more real, powerful stories like this. Hands on the hood. Now, Officer Cody Ellison's voice cracked like a whip through the humid night air. Torrance Tory Miles found himself staring at flashing blue lights bouncing off the windows of his dark SUV. His apron still hung from his waistband. Sweat from a long shift mixed with the sudden heat of fear. "I'm doing what you asked," Tory said softly, palms flat on the hood. Ellison shoved his shoulder anyway. "Don't talk back. You think you can do whatever you want just because you drive a fancy car." People were watching from a gas station nearby. Phones lifted. Camera lights winked like tiny stars. "You smell that?" Ellison smirked to his partner. "Smells like trouble." The partner didn't answer. His eyes looked nervous. Ellison stepped closer, voice low and bitter. "You fit the description. Black male, late-night driver, acting suspicious, and wearing an apron?" Tory asked gently, still calm. "I just finished work." Ellison leaned into his ear. "That apron means nothing to me." Tory Miles, 46. A man who blended in. A man who worked quietly. A man who didn't flash his success. Every night, after closing his restaurant's Second Chance Grill, he drove home tired but proud. Behind those tired eyes lived stories he never bragged about. Stories of danger, service, and medals locked away in a wooden box in his closet. A decade earlier, he served overseas, not flipping burgers, but saving lives as a combat medic. He trained others. He held soldiers' hands as they cried for home. He earned honor, not attention. Now he gave at-risk youth jobs and hope instead of streets and trouble. But Ellison didn't see dignity. He only saw skin. Ellison snapped on a glove. "Empty your pockets." Slowly. "No salen moves." Tory swallowed. "Sir, if I may." "Mouth shut." Ellison barked, loud enough for the phones to record. A murmur swept through the bystanders. Tory's breathing grew tight, but he remembered something from his service. Stay calm. Stay alive. He slowly reached for his keys, but the glove-covered hand grabbed his arm. "Resisting, huh?" The keys slipped from his hand and clattered against the asphalt. Ellison's grin sharpened. "There it is. Trying to hide something." "I dropped them because you grabbed me," Tory said, gentle as a whisper. Ellison seized him again and slammed him harder against the hood. Metal burned into Tory's cheek. His muscles tensed with quiet pain. His partner flinched. "Cody, that's enough." "No, io sono interruptive." This one thinks he's special. He yanked Tory's wallet from his back pocket before Tory could move. "Let's see who you really are." He flipped through the cards with exaggerated disgust. "Manager? Please. You're probably stealing from wherever you work." Tory closed his eyes. This was humiliation. This was being treated like nothing. Phones kept recording, but no one stepped forward. "Not yet." "You know what?" Ellison said, stepping back with smug confidence. "I'm calling the K9 unit. But we find something real interesting in that car." Tory tried again for respect. "Sir, I haven't done anything wrong. I was just..." Ellison pressed a forearm into his back hard. "Say another word. I dare you." Tory felt the cold metal of handcuffs brush his wrist. His heart hammered. He thought of his employees, young kids he promised to protect. He thought of his wife, who always worried on nights like this. He thought of his late mother, who told him to hold his head high even when the world tried to bend it low. "Officer Ellison, please," said the partner again, voice trembling. "He's harmless." Ellison glared at him. "He's a threat because I said he is." The partner stepped back, fear written on his face. A car screeched into the parking lot. A red sedan, windows down. and a loud voice shouted, "Tori!" A tall teenage girl sprinted out. Zaya, one of his employees. 17. She looked terrified. "Mr. Miles, I saw from the cameras. The restaurant's CCTV. It's live streaming. Everybody's watching." Ellison turned, shocked. "What cameras?" Zaya held up her phone. The restaurant's footage clearly showed Tori locking up, leaving peacefully alone. Time-stamped. Proof. And thousands already watching. A chat log blew up. "They're hurting the manager. Somebody call the news. We know this man. He helps kids." Ellison's face paled. "You think some grainy video changes anything?" he snapped. Zaya didn't blink. "It changes everything." Suddenly, 2 black SUVs rolled in. No sound of sirens. No flashing lights. Just silent, direct authority. Men and women stepped out wearing jackets marked Bureau of Veterans Health and Honors. Tori didn't look surprised. Just sad it had come to this. A woman in the lead, Director Elena Ricks, a high-ranking federal official, strode toward them with fire in her eyes. "What the hell is going on here?" she demanded. Ellison tried to square his shoulders. "Ma'am, I have the situation controlled." "No," she cut sharply. "You've lost control the moment you put your hands on him." She pointed directly at Tori. "This man saved 7 American soldiers under fire. He earned the Medal of Valor. He has more honor in his little finger than you have in your entire badge." Phones caught every word. Ellison froze. Tori lifted his head, strength returning to his voice. "You didn't even ask for my name," he said. "Just decided who I was." 4 federal officers surrounded Ellison and his partner. His badge came off. His cuffs were removed and placed on him instead. "You're under arrest," the federal officer announced, "for unlawful detention, harassment, and excessive force." Gasps erupted from the crowd. Someone whispered, "He messed with the wrong man." Another murmured. About time someone stood up. Ellison's bravado crumbled. He looked small. I didn't know," he stammered. "That's the problem," Tori replied softly. Tori stood tall, rubbing his sore wrists. Zaya rushed to him. "Are you okay?" Tori nodded, eyes shining with quiet pain. Not physical pain, the familiar ache of being judged. Director Ricks placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Come with us. You deserve care. Respect." Ellison, now being pushed into the back of a squad car, shouted, "He made me do it. I swear." Nobody listened, because everyone finally saw the truth. Tori turned to the crowd, not angry, but wise. "Don't film just to watch," he said softly. "Film to protect. Speak to protect. Stand to protect." The street fell silent. Every camera now lowered in respect. His words hung in the night like a promise. Tori walked away, not in handcuffs, but as a hero who finally got the honor he always had. Cody Ellison sat in the back of the patrol car. Sweat rolled down his face. His hands, the same hands that shoved Tori, now trapped in cold cuffs. The loud crowd outside had quieted, but inside his head, noise exploded. "You messed up, Cody. You picked the wrong guy. You're finished." He tried to speak through the half-open window. "This is all a misunderstanding." The federal officer slammed the door shut. Inside the restaurant's lobby across the street, now a temporary command center, Tori sat on a cushioned chair with a blanket around his shoulders. The same hands he once used to carry wounded soldiers now trembled not from fear, but from the weight of the night. Zaya stood close, refusing to leave his side. "You didn't deserve that," she said. Tori tried to smile, but his lips quivered. "Well, I'm still here," he whispered. News vans pulled up before the police tape could even finish being stretched. Microphones aimed. Questions flew like arrows. Was this racially motivated? Did the officer target you because of your skin color? How long has this been happening in Baton Rouge? Tori raised a hand. "I'll talk later. Right now, I need a moment." Director Ricks nodded at the reporters, a silent warning to back off. Zaya walked Tori outside to breathe under the night sky. The community watched with heavy hearts. These are people who knew him. Parents he helped feed for free when money was tight. Teenagers he protected from the streets. Neighbors who waved every morning. They gathered around quietly, not to take pictures, but to stand with him. Inside another cruiser, Ellison's partner, Officer Trent Hayes, stared at his lap, hands shaking. He wasn't cuffed, but his spirit was. Did you know who he was? A detective demanded. Hayes swallowed hard. I didn't care who he was. I just wanted us to treat him fair. Cody wouldn't listen. Why didn't you step in? Hayes closed his eyes. I was afraid of him. A single tear slid down his cheek. I should have helped Mr. Miles. He would remember that guilt forever. 3 weeks later, the courthouse overflowed. This wasn't just about one man. This was about all the nights like that one. Ellison's attorney tried to build a wall around his behavior. My client feared for his safety. The suspect. The judge slammed his gavel. Address him correctly. He is Mr. Torrance Miles, a decorated veteran and respected citizen. The crowd murmured, support growing like a rising wave. Ellison's face twisted with panic. Then a soldier in uniform entered the courtroom. Then another, and another. Dozens. Every seat filled with people whose lives Tory touched, and people who served with him in places where bullets care nothing about skin color. Director Ricks took the stand. Mr. Miles risked his life for this country. He never once asked anyone for thanks. But tonight, justice asked for him. The jury didn't take long. Guilty on all charges. Ellison collapsed into his chair, shaking uncontrollably. His badge gone. His power gone. His arrogance shattered. Despite the victory, Tory didn't sleep well. He sat alone in his quiet home, looking at that wooden metal box he rarely opened. His wife, Dr. Irene Miles, gently touched his shoulder. You protected so many soldiers, she said. But that night, you were all alone. That hurts in ways metals can't fix. Tory exhaled slowly. All my life, I did what they told me. Be respectful. Dress well. Work hard. Don't scare anyone. Don't speak up too much. Don't look angry. Don't survive too loudly. He looked up, eyes burning with a pain older than him. And still, I wasn't safe. Irene hugged him close. You're safe now, she whispered. But he knew safety was something black people in America too often had to hope for, not count on. A week later, at the Second Chance Grill, a crowd gathered for a special event. A new sign hung above the door. The Miles Justice Fund, protecting voices that feel silenced. Tory stepped to the microphone. Phones recorded, but not to expose him, to lift him. He told the story simply. I was treated like a problem before I was treated like a person. The crowd nodded. Many knew that feeling. But we won't answer hate with hate. We will change things by helping people, together. Ellison's former partner, Hayes, stepped forward from the crowd. He looked terrified but determined. Mr. Miles, I failed you. I froze. I am sorry. I want to do better. I want to help. The crowd gasped. Tory studied his face. No anger, only truth. You can help, he said gently. Start by protecting the people who don't have a voice. Hayes nodded, tears spilling, a promise made. Later that night, Tory locked the restaurant and walked to his car. This time, no sit-ins, no cuffs, only peace. Zaya followed behind with her backpack. Mr. Miles? She asked. Yes. Why did you forgive him? Officer Hayes. Tory looked at the stars, tiny lights fighting through the dark. Because if we want the world to treat us like humans, we have to show them how. Zaya nodded slowly. She would remember those words for the rest of her life. Tory opened his SUV door and paused, hands steady. He smiled, not because the world was perfect, but because the world had changed, even just a little bit. And because of him, Tory looked across the quiet parking lot, whispering to himself, respect isn't asked for. It's earned by how we stand when others try to break us. He stepped inside his car and drove away, a free man, a proud man, a man who refused to bow. If this story moved you even a little, hit subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments. What lesson did you learn from Tory's story? Your comment may help someone who needs courage today.